Continues that success here.
Skirrow's been one of the most consistent starters for the Fightin Phils. He's been on the roster since opening day. He's the last man standing here with us. And looking forward to watching him pitch to the youngster Herbert Iser. Just called up last week from High A Jersey Shore, and he has been showcasing why he deserves to be here in Double-A. He's been fantastic at the plate, calling a good game back behind it. And so we'll see. We'll keep an eye out for his performance here tonight as David Hamilton steps in on the left side here to start things off in Reading, 80 degrees. Just a couple of clouds in the sky. It is an absolutely beautiful evening here. The wind blowing just a little bit right to left out of the ballpark. Nothing that's going to impact us now, but perhaps as the sun begins to set, we will keep an eye on the wind. Skirrow stepping in, first side of the rubber. First pitch, a called strike, 93 with the fastball at 7:03 here in Reading. First pitch strike, I think, signifies good things. He deals and gets Hamilton to chase a fastball and come up with nothing. Down 0-2 quickly. Noah's got that baby blue glove out there today as he comes outside. 1-2. Really pops against the throwback black ARC-Train uniforms that the guys are wearing today with the matching hat and the retro logo on the front, the home white pants. Skirrow looks to hit the outside corner. Doesn't get the call from Velez. A good frame by Herbert Iser. We're going to go again with a 2-2 count. Portland in their visiting road grays with Sea Dogs across the front and a matching black cap. This is shot out to right field. That's going to drop fair along the right field line. Played well by Ortiz. The throw in, not in time. A leadoff double here for David Hamilton. And he gets himself in scoring position with nobody out. Here's Wilyer Abreu.
Skirrow was ahead in that count, too. It's a shame that he couldn't finish off the batter there, but nice piece of hitting down the right field line by Hamilton. And nothing really Jalen Ortiz could do to try and catch it out of the air. We've seen him cover ground very quickly before, and he did on that play, too. Played it very quickly off the wall, but just dropped so quickly.
Skirrow's been consistently well in the first inning, just a 1.00 ERA, as opposed to a total 4.48 ERA. As he sends a first pitch strike to Abreu, another batter from the left side. Only switch hitter on the team, Ricardo Cubion, not playing today. As this is a called strike, late call there from Velez, and once again Skirrow ahead in the count 0-2. We'll see what he can do here with Abreu and David Hamilton, probably the fastest runner in the league. 51 stolen bases in 55 attempts. It looks like he's going to take off. This is poked down the left field line, but it ropes foul. And Abreu's going to get another 0-2 effort. Hamilton jumpy out there on second. This is a leadoff base runner. You can afford to be a little bit aggressive early in the game. Maybe try to get your guy 90 feet from home and get on the board first here. But we'll see what Skirrow can do out of the stretch on the first base side of the rubber. 0-2. Ground ball. Right side. Good backhand by Rijo. The throw to first. And the out is made, but Hamilton does come 90 feet from home. Nice defense there by Wendell Rijo over in second base territory. That's something we're going to be focusing on here today. Alexis and I have talked a lot about this preceding this game. The Fightin Phils had a bad defensive week out in Harrisburg. They made an error in every single game, which is very uncharacteristic of them. They've been phenomenal defensively all season. I'm talking top in the league. As the first pitch comes into Cedon Rafaela, a called strike. Infield's going to come in on that grass, watching out for Hamilton over at third. No score, one out here, top of the first. Skirrow coming, set. The 0-1 just misses 1-1.
And back to the errors, we saw that they were ranked third going into the series in Harrisburg.
A 982 fielding percentage. That's very impressive. Here's the 1-1. That hits on the outside corner, 1-2.
And Jonathan Guzman's really been the anchor of this defense, and he's top in the Eastern League among shortstops with a 980 fielding percentage. Just 7 errors and 352 total chances.
This is chipped foul. 1 and 2. It's really impressive because he's on the younger side of being here in the Eastern League. He's just 22 years old. And to be able to have that range at shortstop, obviously one of the more difficult positions to cover. He's done a fantastic job out there this season. Infield in. Here's a 1-2. This is sent down the right field line. Ortiz tracking at the warning track. He'll make the catch. Tagging is Hamilton. And Portland's going to score the first run of the game on a sacrifice fly by Rafaela. And they have a 1-0 lead. Nobody on the base pass. Skirrow gets out number 2. Here's Christian Koss. Rafaela did a lot of damage in the series against Portland earlier this summer. He's one to watch this week. Likes hitting at First Energy Stadium, that's for sure. So he gets the first RBI of the game with that sacrifice fly. Hamilton coming across the plate, and Portland a 1-0 lead. Christian Koss chases the first pitch. Popped up right side. Madison Stokes coming in front of the dugout suite. He bounces off the netting, almost goes flying into the suite trying to catch the ball, which ends up about 4 or so feet out of his reach. There's nothing he could do. There's a net guarding, but what a fantastic effort by the first baseman.
Yep, give him the credit. He covered ground very quickly, and that ball just hung up there, so just hooked into the dugout suite at the last minute, but good effort.
Really excited to have Madison Stokes back on our roster.
He's excited.
He is excited to be back here. 0-1, sent out to center field, racing over Rojas. Ortiz, Jalen makes the catch for out number 3. So after a leadoff double, Skirrow retires 3 straight, but a sacrifice fly does score the first run of the game. Portland a 1-0 lead. Here we go into the top of the second at First Energy Stadium, and Reading has tied it back up 1 apiece. The Fightin' Phil's got 2 hits in the first. The Sea Dogs won, so Noah Skirrow back out in a fresh, clean ball game. Steven Scott, Alex Benelius, and Hudson Potts are due up here as the first pitch comes in. Ball 1. I have a special guest on the air with me here for Italian Night. It is Jimmy from Victor Emmanuel. Welcome to the air.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm glad you could come on Italian Night. Such a special night here at the ballpark. I am 100% Italian, so I enjoy this night very much.
I'm almost 100%, so I enjoy it just as much.
Fouled back by Scott. 1-1 the count. So we've got a lot going on tonight. We had a pregame concert of Italian music. We've got a great hat giveaway as well. And you guys are here kind of sponsoring the night. And the Philly Fanatic is in town.
Yes.
We appreciate your sponsorship and your community presence here.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure. It's great to give back to the community when we can.
That's great. 3-1 the count here to Steven Scott. When I first moved to Reading, everybody immediately was like, you got to go get the pizza at Victor Emmanuel's. This has popped up in the infield. Tatum racing in. It's in foul territory. Calling off Iser. He makes the catch on the run. A good first out there as Skirrow is behind in the count, but they put one on the board. Here's Alex Benelius. So you guys have been serving authentic Italian cuisine for over 100 years. You know, how did it get started?
107 years ago, there were 13 Italian immigrants that started a private Italian club here in Reading, Berks County. And it just steamrolled from there. It just became from 13 members to we're up over 18,000 social members.
Oh my gosh.
We have over 300 lodge members. There's also ladies auxiliary.
First pitch ball inside to Benelius. This one hits the corner 1-1. So you guys have a whole couple different groups within. This is something that you have to become a member of. Is that correct?
The lodge, yes. The lodge, you have to be born into it. Since 107 years ago, the charter has been open twice, 1972 and 2021.
Exclusive. Benelius takes a swinging strike, 2-2. But if you wanted to become a member, it's pretty easy for anybody to come and join, right?
All you have to do is come over with a member, sign an application, and you will be approved, basically on the spot, and you're good to go.
Up and in, 3-2 the count, and that way you get access to all the wonderful food that you guys have. Your pizza is your staple, right? But most, if not all, of this food is homemade?
Yes, most of it. We have every Thursday is a homemade special.
Oh,
everything on the menu is homemade on Thursdays. Our pizza we go through about 10,000 slices a week.
That's insane.
We're open about 26 hours. So it's there's a lot of dough that goes through.
Ball down and away is ball 4 to Benelius, and he's going to walk down to first. So a runner on with one out. Here is Hudson Potts. So what what would you say outside of the pizza is like your next bestseller? Do you do desserts?
We do.
Is there
We
a cannoli?
recently hit, so there are
Oh my
cannolis,
gosh.
and I like to consider myself a cannoli connoisseur. And yes, I'm a little bit biased, and I do think we have some of the best cannolis around.
All right. Well, I'm gonna. Pigs, I think, is a member. He'll have someone in
Pigs-
the office
Pigs is a member.
take me down for a cannoli. This is important to me.
They are definitely better than that Italian bakery that's on TV.
Ball down and away, 1-1 to the count. So not only, are you working here with us in the community today, you guys do a lot of different community efforts.
We do.
Can you talk about, some of those?
We offer scholarships to Berks County students of Italian descent, and we also have a scholarship that stays internal within the Victor's Emmanuel organization. We've been doing that for over 50 years. Since we put our scholarship into place, we have given back to the community over $450,000 in scholarships.
That's amazing. That's such a blessing to the community. Benella's out on first. Hudson Potts up at the plate with a 1-2 count. This is chopped up the middle. Guzman plays it himself, steps on the bag, fires to first, and that will end the inning. A beautiful double play by the best shortstop on the league. And he sends it down. Portland facing the minimum onto the bottom of the second we go. Into the top of the third we go, still tied at 1 apiece. Both starters facing the minimum in the second. And Noah Skirrow will see Izzy Wilson to start things off. 2 balls. Cam Cannon and David Hamilton also due up in this frame. Infield, outfield, back deep. As the sun begins to set, it's a beautiful night here at the ballpark. I mean, it couldn't be more perfect to sit outside here. You got a slight breeze, it's not too hot, good crowd, fun promotions with the Fanatic in town. Skirrow misses inside, behind in the count 3-0. Now he hits for a strike.
And it's not like the last couple weeks here where it's just been blistering and hot and humid. It's perfect tonight.
Fly ball deep to right field. Ortiz at the track, but it's Rojas who calls him off and makes the catch. Man, that carry deep to right center field, but just shy of leaving the park, and that'll be out number 1 for Noah Skirrow as the number 9 hitter Cam Cannon steps in on the right side and the infield resets. Both teams scoring a run in the first. A sacrifice fly by Rafaela allowed Hamilton to cross, and Aldrim Corridor with an RBI to score Johan Rojas. And that's where we sit. The Fightin' Phils have had 2 hits, and the Sea Dogs won. Both teams have been issued a walk. First pitch ball here to Cannon. Skirrow misses outside, 2-0. This is chipped back, foul. And now he gets a strike here. Everybody in the organization having night games today. Phillies had an awkward 6:40 start against Cincinnati. They lead 2-0 in the bottom of the third. Kyle Gibson on the mound. A swinging strike from Cam Cannon on an off-speed pitch makes it 2-2. Both long balls today by the Phillies. Derek Hall, his 9th of the season. He's actually outplaying first today with Reese Hoskins, the DH, so that'll be fun to watch. And Nick Cassiano, his 11th of the season, and that's how they lead. This ball is sent foul. 2-2. They're only in the bottom of the third, but they're out in Cincinnati, and Kyle Gibson is on the rubber, so we'll keep an eye on that game as the Phillies still in the playoff hunt. In the wild card spot. 10.5 games back from the Mets. This is popped up right side. Ortiz jogging in. He'll make the catch on the run. And there is out number 2 as the Sea Dogs go to the top of their order with David Hamilton. Tied at 1 here in the third.
And Nick Castellanos playing against his former team where he had a great career with the Reds before he joined the Phillies. And, he had an RBI in yesterday's win, so I'm happy. Hopefully this is something, Phillies fans have been very critical of him so far, but hopefully this is the start of something really good for him.
He's been playing much better as of late, and
Absolutely.
I think people have really appreciated that and coming around, Lehigh Valley out at Buffalo. They're down 2-0 in the bottom of the second. This is sharp off the bat, but right to shortstop. Jonathan Guzman, a bullet to first. And a 1-2-3 inning. Noah Skirrow really settling in here as he faces the minimum for the second.
Noah Skirrow comes out for another inning of work. The R-Phils taking the lead in the third inning. They're now up 2-1. as Willier Abreu digs in, takes a first pitch strike. Skirrow delivering the second pitch, and that one hits right down the middle. He's ahead 0-2. He's gotten ahead of a couple batters so far in this game, and has for the most part succeeded. This one comes high. The count will be 1-2. Alexis Yoder on here for the top of the 4th inning. As Skirrow delivers this, gets a swing and a miss from Abreu, and he goes down for out number 1. And the first strikeout of the game for Noah Skirrow. He's induced a lot of flyouts, a lot of pop-ups, and 1 double play here so far. He's given up just 1 run, and that was back in the top of the 1st inning. But that's since been erased as the Arphils have scored 2 runs to take the lead. Rafaela digs in here as the second batter in this inning. He flew out to right field for the second out in the top of the 1st. Count evens at 1-1. This one just clips above the outside corner. So now he falls behind in the count, 2-1 to Skirrow. Moving pretty quickly here with Herbert Iser back behind the plate. This one is popped foul into the plaza on the right side here in First Energy Stadium. 2-2 is the count. The Arphils taking the lead in the last half inning, the bottom of the 3rd. And they'll look to keep it that way. Count goes to full, 3-2. Rafaela working back here, trying to become the first base runner in this inning for Portland. Skirrow comes home, another big swing and a miss. And Rafaela trots back to the dugout. Second strikeout, second out. And second strikeout of the game here for Noah Skirrow. As Christian Koss digs in. We saw him flash the leather a little bit in the last inning. Tried to make a play on a hit by Aldrum Corridor down the left field line. Nearly got it, but it just squirted by and Corridor reached safely. He'll take strike 1 here from Skirrow, who's working quickly. This one's shot down the right field line. It's going to hit into the Arphils bullpen onto the field down there. Jalen Ortiz will go over, retrieve it, toss it into the crowd to a fan who's now waving their hands in the air, celebrating the best souvenir in all of baseball. Foul ball, can't beat it. Koss went to the plate in the top of the 1st inning. He flew out to right field for the 3rd out in that frame as he sends another one foul here to stay alive. He's down in the count, 0-2. Skirrow trying to get out of this inning by facing the minimum. He's already struck out the first 2 batters that he's facing this inning, trying to make it a 3rd. This one down and away, 1-2 the count. One-two pitch is popped up on the right side. Madison Stokes over into foul territory. He'll make the catch, toss it into the crowd. And Noah Skirrow, another inning where he faces the minimum.
Run in the 1st inning, and the Fightin' Phils were able to get 1 in the 3rd, so they lead 2-1. As we head into the 5th here, Noah Skirrow back out for another inning of work. He'll see Stephen Scott, Alex Pinellas, and Hudson Potts. Both pitchers a quick 1-2-3 frame, getting 2 strikeouts in the 4th inning. Noah Skirrow 59 pitches and Thad Ward 64. 2 balls and no strikes here to Scott, who popped up in his first at-bat. A little bit of a shift on the lefty batter here. Skirrow kicks and fires. This is popped up right side. Coming in, Madison Stokes. Foul territory, he makes the grab. And there is quick out number 1. Skirrow eclipsing the 100 strikeout mark back in the 4th inning with his first strikeout of the game against Abreu and the second one almost immediately after against Rafaela. So 101-0-1. That puts him fourth, in strikeouts so far this season. Griff McGarry, or leading the way, is Andrew Painter with 118, Griff McGarry with 107, Mick Abel with 103, and now Noah Skirrow with 101. Chance to move up a little bit in the ranks depending on how many he is today, but of course all of those guys will most likely have starts later in the week. 2-0 here to Pinellas. Righty kicks and fires. This hits on the inside corner. Skirrow allowing just one run on one hit. That was the double by David Hamilton to lead off this game. He's also issued a walk to this guy up here at the plate right now who gets ahead in the count 3-1. The Fightin Phils 2 runs on 5 hits, and they as well have taken 1 walk and 1 hit batter.
Similar game lines here.
Both good starting pitchers here today as Skirrow gets Pinellas to chase. Keeping that fastball up for Noah, 92. Last start that he had here at First Energy Stadium, and even the one out in Harrisburg, he was able to keep his velo up late in the start, especially when he was going through the lineup second and third times, and this hits the outside corner. Huge, caught looking against Pinellas. Got behind in the count, stayed tough. And there is strikeout number 3 for Noah Skirrow. Out number 2 quickly in the 5th. He's had back-to-back long 6 innings, 5 innings. It's been solid as of late, really finding his groove here. Longest outing of the season, 7 innings. As the first pitch is fouled back by Potts, strike 1. And longest pitch count-wise, 96 offerings on July 3rd. So he can stay out there if he's cruising the way he is right now. 2 outs. This is shot to left field, playable for Kevin Vicuña. He comes in on the run and makes the catch. Another 1-2-3 frame for Noah Skirrow, his 4th consecutive as he sits down the side. Reading takes their 2-1 lead into the bottom of. So it's possible. It is possible. On to the 6th inning. The first pitch by Hudson Potts, ground ball to Madison Stokes. The covering Noah Skirrow makes the play. Those PFPs really coming in handy here for the pitchers. They practiced those today. Not Noah Skirrow. He's getting ready for a start. But he gets the job done. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. He's been very efficient and looking to keep rolling through the Sea Dogs here. 72 pitches. And now he will see Cam Cannon, the number 9 batter here. 0 for 1 with a fly out to right field. Skirrow has a 1-run lead to work with. He's been working with it for quite a while. Giving up just 1 hit and 1 walk as Cannon takes the first pitch ball. He's done 7 innings once before this season, so we'll see how this frame goes and what manager Sean Williams is thinking down in the dugout. Infield, outfield, back deep. Cannon down 3-0 quickly. Checking in on the Iron Pigs. They're down by 2 in the top of the 5th inning. Out in Buffalo. Spot start for Ofredi Gomez. And a 4-pitch walk here in our game to Cam Cannon. He'll walk down to first as we go into the top of the 6th inning. Or the top of the 6th inning. I mean, we're in this top of the 6th, but top of the lineup, here's David Hamilton. Jersey Shore leading Wilmington 2-1. They are in the bottom of the 4th out at Shoretown Ballpark. Skirrow's picked up a big double play before. See what he can do against Hamilton, who has the only hit of the game for the Sea Dogs so far today. And Herbert Iser is going to take a jog down there after 5th consecutive ball that Skirrow has thrown. Clearwater. And Clearwater is tied right now, 2-2. They're in the top of the 4th on the road this week against Daytona. And the Phillies leading 6-3 thanks to Rhys Hoskins' home run. They're on top in the top of the 5th inning, threatening again with Bryson Stott up at the plate. There's a swinging strike here to David Hamilton. Skirrow getting locked back in with a runner on first and 1 out. This is roped down the right field line. Ortiz chasing. He'll fire it in very quickly. 2-hit night for David Hamilton. He's the only one who's made that contact today. Pushes Cannon over to second. 2 on, and just 1 out here for Noah Skirrow as Wilyer Abreu comes up. This is sent back, foul for strike number 1. Abreu, a ground out and a strikeout today, and now there is somebody warming up in the Fightin Phil's bullpen. Noah approaching 80 pitches in a little bit, probably the biggest jam of the day, which is really impressive. This is struck sharply foul, and Abreu down 0-2 very quickly here. Number 28 on the Red Sox top 30 prospect list. Signed for $30,000 from the Astros. Now with the Red Sox here. Skirrow misses outside. 1-2. This is sharply struck into the Fightin Phil's dugout, and he'll keep his count. Cannon on second, Hamilton on first. 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Reading leads 2-1. And Skirrow's had such a good start today. Looking for him to get out of this frame clean. Runner shuffle off the bag. The 1-2 just outside. 2-2. Looks like Trevor Betancourt out warming for the Fightin Phils. Skirrow out of the stretch, gets the sign from Iser back behind the plate. 2 on, 1 out. Here's a 2-2. Again fouled back. This has been a hefty at-bat from Abreu. 6 pitches so far, and the count remains at 1-2. Sun is fully set here. Baseball under the lights in Reading, Pennsylvania. What a nice night. Wind really non-existent. This flag in the center out at that pole. Here's a 2-2. Line right over the head of Wendell Rijo. Jalen Ortiz, fires that back in from right field, and a base hit will load them here for the Portland Sea Dogs. Cannon on third, Hamilton on second, and Abreu on first. And here is Ceddanne Rafaela. A double play ball could get out of this inning for Noah Skirrow unscathed. Still has an opportunity for no damage. With 1 out on the board, the bases are loaded here for the Sea Dogs. And Sean is going to let him fight through this at bat. Rafaela responsible for the only run of the game so far, a sac fly back in the first. Also struck out against Skirrow in the 4th. Two hits and a walk for the Sea Dogs. This is a fly ball out to left. Vicuña getting in on it. No tag out of Cannon. Vicuña sends it in very quickly, and Tatum forces him to stay at third. That is a big out for Skirrow under pressure. And now there's 2 away. A sac fly won't do it. A force at every base will end the inning. Here is the cleanup hitter, Christian Koss, who's 0 for 2 today. Cannon on third, Hamilton on second, and Abreu on first. Just 1 run on 3 hits for Portland, 2 runs on 6 hits for Reading. Good defense on either side today. No errors in this game. First pitch down and away, swinging strike from Christian Koss. Skirrow fighting with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Wild pitch gets through the legs of Iser, and that ties this game. All the runners advance. And now it's 2-2. Not exactly how you want to give up the run there, as Cannon crosses the plate. Hamilton to third and Abreu to second. But no wiggle room when the bases are loaded here. 2 in scoring position still here. Koss still up. Takes a swinging strike, down 1-2. Skirrow's held its velocity really well. Fastball still 92, 93 here. Pretty impressive with 88 pitches thrown. Crowd chanting strike him out, and he does just that. Fastball upstairs gets Koss to chase, and there is out number 3, but Portland gets